Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of UA Eats. I'm UA, and I am in another steakhouse this time, and this is a pretty nice looking one. Let me show you real quick. We're inside a steakhouse called Quality Meats, and this is a place that is frequently recommended and on top of lists of the best steakhouses in New York City. Now, obviously, New York is such a great city for steak. You ask 20 different people what the best steak in New York is, and you'll get 20 different answers. But yeah, you know, here for lunch, it's a nice atmosphere, but probably not as crowded as it normally would be. Hence why I was actually told that I asked for this more bright table, and they said that this is usually for larger parties, but they said it's fine, it's more empty, so they'll let me have it. Maybe if the YouTube doesn't work out, maybe I have a career in sales, maybe. But this place, Quality Meats, burst onto the scene in, I want to say 2006 or 2005 or 4. A really fancy place, and so far service seems pretty good too. I'm actually wondering, I know it's lunch, I'm wondering if I'm a little bit underdressed. I know some of you guys are sticklers on that. I lost a hat at least. You know, I came prepared. I have a collar underneath, collared shirt, although I guess then the microphone is no longer so discreet, so we'll keep that covered up, why don't we? So let's just dive right in because I am starving. So as always, I do not drink, but I'll just quickly show you guys the drink menu here at Quality Meats. And you know, some of these steakhouses have some really fancy drink options like champagnes and all sorts of wines, white and red. Just quickly showing you what they got. Drinks from all sorts of, you know, countries and hemispheres even. But let's just dive right in and see what they got in terms of their lunch menu. And I did ask them right before recording that this is a lunch menu, this is not their dinner menu. But you know, oftentimes at these steakhouses, I will come for lunch because, you know, I may be a YouTuber, but you think I'm Mr. Beast right now? No, I can't afford to eat steak dinners every day. I gotta at least come for lunch to mitigate the cost a little bit. Their lunch menu is short and sweet, and I actually like that it's less long height-wise or vertically, and it's more wide, and I like that touch, you know? I don't know, it's kind of fun to read left to right. Psychologically, that also makes sense because psychologically, people tend to start from the left. English speakers do because our English language is left to right. So I like that this menu goes left to right, and it's really pleasant on the eyes and psychologically. Unfortunately, I can't eat these oysters. I am allergic to those. And they got all sorts of other nice appetizers and seafood appetizers, and burger looks up my alley. I am gonna zero in straight on the meats, and for lunch, I gotta say, these prices are really not too bad. 60 bucks for a New York strip steak. Definitely would be much worse at many other places in New York. You know, you wanna upgrade to a dry-aged bone-in, 74 bucks, still not too bad. But oh guys, I have never had a tomahawk steak before, never once in my life, and those can be quite pricey. So this one even has their Quality Meats initials, dry-aged prime tomahawk ribeye. So for you guys, I will try a tomahawk steak for the first time. 95 bucks, not the cheapest, but could be worse. So I'll do it for you guys. I'll take the hit for you guys. And let's add this truffle butter service, why don't we? And then these are open face sandwiches, I think. Not really up my alley. And shop steaks. I wouldn't do that. Oh, actually, no, these are salads. No, I thought these were like sliced steaks. I usually prefer steaks in one piece, so you don't lose any of those juices. And also, I'm always paranoid that sliced steaks are gonna be less good cuts, that they kind of mix and match. And I also hear really good things about their sticky toffee pudding. I don't quite see it anywhere. Oh, you know what? It's because I moved this over. There you go. There's a whole other section here, so there you go. Sticky toffee pudding. The first time I had that, I fell in love, so let's get one of those. So let's order. Yeah, I'll just do, you know, I've never had this before. I guess I'll try the tomahawk.
Tomahawk?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you like your meat prepared?
Medium rare.
Medium rare? Okay.
And the table side truffle butter, is that like, is the butter on the...
shave it on the side for you. Like
Perfect.
Table side.
Perfect, I'll give that a try. Is there a side that you would recommend?
I actually, to be honest with you, the corn creme brulee is amazing.
Corn creme brulee? All right, I'll try it. Sounds good. All right, our first course has arrived. Well, it's not even a course, it's a complimentary bread appetizer, and he called this a monkey bread. It's interesting that they serve it with a fork. I'm sure there's a good reason for that. I'm guessing it might be hot, it might be oily. and it's got some nice seasoning on it. It looks almost like some puffy, chewy balls, almost like it's like mochi. You know what? We always review the bread on this channel, so let's give it a whirl. Well, actually, you know what? Let's try one as is first. Oh, actually, it does not come out on its own. The way they had the fork stuck in it, I thought it was gonna like, you know, just lift right out. So let's cut a piece of this. All right, I think this might be my first time ever eating bread with a fork. So yeah, this is monkey bread that I'm eating with a fork. So not so monkey-like in that regard, I guess. Really good. I'm probably just gonna take one more bite of this. I don't wanna fill up too much on starch before my steak arrives, but it's really, really warm. I like that they serve it like piping warm. No, the tin is not warm, so I guess I thought maybe it was straight from the oven, but it was kept warm at least. But it's really, really warm. It's pretty fluffy. It's sort of not as fluffy as I was expecting. Like when I push in it, you think it's gonna like fluff up and down like a cloud or a pillow. But yeah, it's not as fluffy as you would think it would be, but it still tastes really good. I think the temperature of the bread plays a big role, and the little seasoning on top also adds like a nice contrast. So while I do think it could stand to be more fluffy, the bread has like a nice buttery taste to it. The flavor of the dough is nice. The seasoning, like I said, on top is pretty good. And the temperature that it's served at is also quite nice. In fact, it kind of reminds me of some of the Asian, like, what are those called? Like those Japanese style milk breads that tend to be like a little bit more thick and less airy, like less yeast. Now let's try it with the butter. And some of these steakhouses here in New York will have pretty good butter. So let's try it. Never underestimate a steakhouse butter. Okay, the butter's pretty good. Pretty smooth, pretty creamy, very, very spreadable. Like it's not hard, it's not like it's been in the fridge for a while. Sometimes you go to restaurants and they pull the butter straight from the fridge. No, this butter is very smooth. Just look at how smooth and spreadable it is. And it really, really has like a homemade butter taste and less like a packaged from, you know, like Land O'Lakes taste. It balances out the bread even more. It's a little bit less fluffy than I would have liked, but the butter makes you forget about all these nitpicks.
Very hot plates are the ribeye tomahawk.
Okay.
And this our chef's signature dish is the creme brulee.
Oh, signature dish.
Yeah.
Wow, can't wait. Sounds good, thank you.
You're welcome. Also, I make some the truffle butter.
Wow, look at that. It's like a wheel of cheese. Not what I was expecting. Very cool. Yeah, it's okay. No, it's okay.
Also, there's some sea salt in the top. Is okay?
Yes, yes.
Enjoy, sir.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Oh wow, this is one of the most beautiful looking steaks I've seen in a really long time. It kind of reminds me of the Gallagher's ribeye steak, although I've never had the tomahawk steak at Gallagher's. I'm actually not sure if they have tomahawk steak there, but that one's a rib steak, so you know, there's no long handle. You know, theirs I won't be able to carry into battle in the Wild West or something. And then this is their corn creme brulee, which not just one, multiple staff members highly recommended. I was interested to see this as like a savory food. I thought, you know, creme brulee, that's like a dessert, you know, but I don't know. I really, really like this take on it, and it's looking pretty good. So, and of course, how could we forget the truffle butter that the guy shaved off the top, you know? Really, really interesting technique, the way they shaved it, one slice at a time. Although I feel like by shaving it that way, not only is it like nice for theatrics and demonstrations, you know, that way they only shave a thin layer and they kind of cut some costs. You know, they don't give away too much of their precious truffle butter. But all pessimism aside, just take a look at this beautiful truffle butter. I mean, it does look nice. You know, hopefully it will have a strong truffle flavor and not just have like a hint of truffle powder and then they call it truffle butter or something like that. Oh man, guys, what do I eat first, huh? What do I eat? Everything just looks so good. We gotta go with the steak first, right? You know, I asked for a medium rare. Hopefully that's what it will be, but I will tolerate medium as well. And just look at this beautiful sear across the whole steak, looking pretty gnarly if you do ask me. This little band part of the ribeye steak is always the best part. Some people think it's the best part of the whole cow. So I guess let's just try a piece of this. All right, successfully separated a piece. This one looks like it's mostly fat. Hard for me to kind of see lighting wise, but I guess let's take a bite first. All right. I mean, like I said, that bite was very much comprised of fat, but the fat was delicious and melted in your mouth and was deliciously juicy. But let's eat another bite, like a little bit deeper into the steak. Let's taste a little bit more of the pure meat, so to say. All right, this one's a little bit deeper. Will probably be a better litmus test. I think it looks a little bit more medium, but I guess it could conceivably be medium rare, at least parts of it. We cut very much into the center at this point too. Yeah, I guess it looks medium/medium rare, so acceptable to me, I would say. Let's try another bite of the tomahawk steak. Only my second ever bite of tomahawk steak ever. Actually, I wound up cutting it in half to make it a little bit more, maybe literally digestible. Oh, that was really good. For me, the best thing about this steak is just how good the beef itself tastes. Like the flavor of the beef itself, the breed of this cow is just delicious. You know, I guess it could use a little bit more marbling. I would prefer if it was a little bit more fatty. So I probably still prefer the Gallagher's rib steak that I had, but this is still very, very good. Very, very excellent. And my favorite thing about this steak is the sear. The whole steak just has like a crunchy taste, like it's definitely really well seared. Let's see if I can do that thing that, you know, sometimes I see people on TikTok do. All right, so it doesn't quite make that cool crispy sound that, you know, people on TikTok are no doubt manipulating using good microphones. But this is one of the best seared steaks. Like this is one of the best sears I've had. In fact, I wonder if it's seared on the bottom too. And what's great about a tomahawk is that I can just pick it up and flip it over. Yep, it's got some sear on both sides. Thank you for the handle. I didn't have to like desecrate the meat like I do sometimes by impaling it and flipping it. Imagine if all meat came with a handle, which is actually why the sandwich was such an amazing invention. People were like, handheld meat? What an idea. Earl of Sandwich, man, ahead of his time. This is a fattier piece, but let's take a bite. Delicious. That fat is incredible. It really does like melt in your mouth. And time for another piece. And does that not look like a beautiful piece of meat to you? Oh, actually, I was having so much fun, I almost forgot to try the truffle butter, which I even paid extra for. But let's try it with this fork of Poseidon looking thing. Okay. Let's see if the truffle butter helps to offset some of the slightly less marbled flavor. All right, this is some $9 truffle butter right here. Ooh. Well, that truffle butter is nice. Wow, this is some legit truffle butter, guys. It wasn't just theatrics, him like shaving it off like a wheel of cheese / wheel of butter. It's some legit truffle butter. Unlike some other restaurants I've eaten at, like you really do taste some strong truffle flavor in every bite. Like the truffle flavor is what sings through here. Not just like, you know, it's mostly butter tasting, but it has like a hint of truffle powder or truffle oil or something inside it. Oh man. Oh. Wow, the truffle flavor is just so strong. I mean, was this worth a $9 upcharge? I'll leave that decision up to you guys. It's probably a case-by-case basis, but no matter of whether or not it was worth the extra money I paid, I'm glad I tried it. It's delicious. Okay, I think I got unlucky. That piece just had like a really big piece of sinew in it, and it was pretty unpleasant. But overall, an impressive steak. Now that I've finally had a tomahawk steak, I can safely say that the handle part, I feel like is mostly like an Instagrammable thing. It's not really necessary, and it's kind of mostly for show. But I'm sure the ribeye steak here is pretty good and well worth it. So guys, no need to pay like an extra, 20, 30, or sometimes like 50, 60 bucks just for a big bone. And now, time to try this corn creme brulee, which has been raved about by everyone inside this building who is working for the building, working for the restaurant. So let's see if I can tap it open like that freezing ice cream syrup that you guys might be familiar with. Whoa. Yeah, look at this. Whoa. Look at this, it really is a corn creme brulee, and it's steaming still on the inside. Wow, that's incredible. Oh my goodness. This is one of the most unique things I've ever eaten. It is like a savory creme brulee, like a non-dessert creme brulee. Oh, I'm speechless. That was really, really, really good. Probably one of the best side dishes I've had in a very long time. Definitely the best side dish I've had all year in 2024. The inside of this creme brulee is so warm, kind of reminds me of steamed egg. I don't think that's what it is, but there is some cream, and the corn adds like some sweetness, like some natural sweetness. But then of course, you get some unnatural sweetness on top, like the blowtorch, the glass sugary layer on top adds like an indulgent sugariness on top, almost like rock candy. And you would think that you're kind of ruining the amazing cream and corn on the inside, but no guys, it's awesome. Let's try some of the creamed corn just by itself. Oh wow. Oh, the corn alone tastes really good. The corn alone, like I could just eat like bowl after bowl of this. Like it's just well balanced, nice and creamy, not too sweet. Like it kind of spotlights the natural sweetness of the sweet yellow corn, and the cream is just along for the ride. Oh, delicious. Oh, delicious. Ah, can't stop eating. That creme brulee is the creme de la creme. If it was the best major in school, it would be stem brulee. Okay, not my finest work, but as much as I wanna continue knocking this out, I gotta save stomach because I hear the sticky toffee pudding is the bomb here. Da bomb, sorry. Why did I say the bomb? So, let's eat a little bit more and then we'll try dessert, although that corn was slightly dessert-like. A bit more steak, then a bit of sticky toffee pudding. All right.
Would you care for me to pour?
Yes, sure. Yes, please. Thank you so much. All right, guys, the final course, the sticky toffee pudding with a small little circle of ice cream, you might say, and a little octagon of sticky toffee pudding parts. And while this is a very nice looking dessert, it's how it tastes that counts. And the sticky toffee puddings that I've had that I've enjoyed have been caramelly and warm on the inside, sticky of course, and the ice cream provides a nice change, like a nice contrast to the warm, spongy center of the pudding. So, first a bite without any ice cream to pair it with. Okay, it's good. It's probably not my favorite one, I would say. It is a little bit dry on the inside and a little bit less sticky. Like it's a sticky toffee pudding, but it's not so sticky on the inside, more so on the outside due to the caramel. So at least eating the pudding on its own, like the sponge cake part on its own, I would say that the inside could be a little bit more moist and caramelly on the outside, but I guess I just wish it weren't so dry on the inside. Although it does look pretty. Though let's see how the ice cream is before we pair it, and maybe that will make a big difference. Oh, the ice cream's nice. Really, really smooth, almost creamy, like an ice cream, like an iced cream. Wow, this is truly a really, I mean, just look at it. This is truly a really creamy ice cream, and yeah, nice texture. It's got a nice, interesting flavor too that I can't quite put my finger on. I want to say coconut, but that's probably wrong. But it does taste quite nice. So lastly, you gotta pair these together. So let's see if by pairing it, that makes a difference at all. Now, of course, it still tastes good. Sticky toffee pudding is, you know, I've never had a bad one so far. It's like pizza. Even when it's not your favorite, it's still pretty good. But I still stand by what I said earlier. I think the inside should be more sticky, should be more moist, and it's a little bit dry on the inside, unfortunately. Like the inside almost looks like one of their meat dishes, right? It almost looks like the hamburger from their lunch menu. But the ice cream is good. I could eat this stuff like bowl after bowl if I were just eating the ice cream alone. The ice cream is great. But anyways, guys, I think that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm glad I finally got to eat here. Quality meats. There are still steakhouses that I prefer here in New York, but you know, can't be too picky. The steak was overall good. Sticky toffee pudding, not my favorite, but I'm still glad I got to eat one. You know, they don't serve that very often here in the US, but that corn creme brulee was, that was outstanding. That was like a life-changing dish. So if you guys ever eat here, if you order only one thing, get that creme brulee, because that was just fantastic. But anyways, guys, I think that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Have you guys eaten at Quality Meats before? What do you think of it? And you know what? Where do you guys think I should review next? Let me know in the comments because great minds eat alike. And as always, if you like my videos, make sure you like and subscribe. That way you stay up to date whenever I post another video. By the way, the best part about ordering a tomahawk steak is that I now have a weapon for self-defense on the way home in the streets of New York. But gonna help myself to some more ice cream. So until next time, I'll see you later.